Hello. We're all here today for the TEDxCardiffUniversity Creativity and Industry, meaning that we all are interested in the creative industry, we want to work in the creative industry, or we're already working in the creative industry. And why is that? What is so great about the creative industry, and what is it exactly? Well, according to the UK government, the creative industry is an industry which has its origins in one's individual creativity. You can see the definition on this slide here. And basically, the creative industry means that any skill or talent which has the potential for job creation or wealth through the generation or exploration of one's individual intellectual property is basically the creative industry. So, oh, sorry, so you can see the definition here, which is where basically it says that. So basically, any skill or talent can be the creative industry. And that doesn't just mean arts and crafts, as some might believe. No, that also means film, TV, architecture, publishing, IT, video animation, libraries, and so much more. And you can see some of what it involves in another slide here. The screen sharing works. Yeah, and you can see it here. So basically, who wouldn't want to be a part of an industry like that, where basically your skills, your dreams, and anything can become a reality, especially when the creative industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the UK economy. According to the Creative Industries Federation, it is the creative industry is growing at 5 times the rate of the UK economy as a whole, and is contributing to 111.7 billion of the UK GVA, which is the gross value added, which is more than automotive, aerospace, and oil and gas industries combined, which is quite impressive. So it's an industry filled with potential, and I, for one, want to be a part of it. So hello again, my name is Alexia Barrett, and this is my TEDx talk, Taking That First Creative Step, where hopefully I can guide you into how to get into a positive mindset and how to get into the correct headspace to pursue the creative career that you want to get into. And hopefully you can tackle those barriers to entry with some of the information I'm going to provide you with this talk. So yeah, 2020 has been a hazardous year for reasons I'm sure we're all very well aware of. I've achieved some things this year, but there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to achieve this year. And one of those things is that I haven't been able to kickstart my career in broadcast. And this wasn't through a lack of effort or some type of disorganization on my part. I'd done work experience in the past. I had work experience lined up. I had job opportunities and roles and runner gigs that I thought I was going to be entering that could slowly progress my career, and I'd applied for traineeships and apprenticeships. And I also joined the Creative Cardiff Advisory Board, which is a fantastic organization that I'm still a part of. And I was able to meet lots of people and network. But then the pandemic happened. And as I'm sure some of you and a lot of you have experienced, I found that a lot of the job opportunities I had suddenly just started disappearing. I was dropped from a lot of roles, a lot of things got cancelled, and for apprenticeships I'd applied for, they were delayed, and I was told to apply again in 2021. So it was a daunting experience. And then when the lockdown in March happened, I ended up going home. I did my degree online, I handed in my dissertation, and then I began job hunting. And there's been lots of ups and downs during that time. And I'm not the only person that has experienced this. Now going on to the slides again, we're going to look at youth unemployment. So 2,740,000 young people aged 18 to 24 have been announced as economically inactive by the Home Office in the report in September. In the next slide, you can see that 529,400 young people aged 18 to 24 have claimed unemployment-related benefits, which is 125% more people that applied in March of this year. And according to the coronavirus job retention scheme, 970,000 young people aged 18 to 24 have either been furloughed or lost their jobs and are making significantly less than they did prior to the pandemic. So what does this mean for people who are applying for jobs in the creative industry? What does this mean for young creatives? Well, it means that if they were making less before the pandemic, they're making less now. If they're applying for jobs and it was hard before, it's gotten harder. If competition was intense, it's gotten intenser. And for those who are struggling, mental health has only worsened. So that is why I now go on to my next slide, where I bring you something I call mass. But before we go into that, I'm going to tell you about the barriers to entry within the industry. So here's a slide with the barriers to entry within the industry. So in 2019, Roundhouse, in partnership with Young London, did a study. The report is called the Self-Made Sector Report. And within that report, they found all these barriers to entry. They found that those from low-income households and from BAME backgrounds had a difficulty getting into the industry, and those barriers were a lack of career advice, unpaid internships, not enough entry-level career recruitment practices, 95% of creative businesses employing fewer than 10 people, barriers in networking, etc. To sum it all up, young people don't know where to find the advice that they need. They don't know where to get the networks that they need. And because the creative industry is a highly self-employed industry, those who are looking for work in creative businesses can't find enough vacancies, or if there are vacancies, there's high competition for them. So they need to make themselves more hireable, which is difficult. And these are also barriers that I faced while job hunting. So now let's go into Mass. So Mass is a guide that I've made after months of tackling the job market. This is like a trial and error, which I'm going to share with you all, and which I've created through trying to apply for these things. And hopefully these can tackle the barriers to entry. Hopefully through Mass, I can tell you how to be able to find that career advice that you're looking for, find the networking events you're looking for. If you can't do unpaid internships because you need the money, I can tell you where to find those paid internships, and also how to tackle the lack of motivation that's been happening in this climate. And so MASS stands for motivation, applications, self-love, and self-improvement. So let's get into it, shall we? So MASS first for M is motivation. Do you see like the little images of running people? Yeah, that's motivation right there. Basically, when in these type of climate right now, it's very hard to stay motivated, especially when, competition to get into jobs is hard. And of course, apply for jobs, even if there wasn't the pandemic right now, it's daunting, and rejections are very commonplace. So to deal with the feeling of rejection, to get up every day, to pursue your career, to do the things that you need to do, I'm giving you 3 ways to stay motivated. And those 3 ways are visualization, mood boards, and conviction. So basically, for visualization, to visualize, you can close your eyes for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes or more, and envision where you want to be in the future. Think about the career path that you want. Think about the awards you're going to get in the future, the house you're going to be living in, the people you're maybe married to or you're friends with. Think about those goals you want to have, and that way you can stay motivated. Another way to visualize is to write down your goal. In my diary, I've written down, I will get the creative job role that I need by December 2020. And that is a goal that I want to get it done by. So basically, by writing what you want to do, and you put the date and give yourself a deadline, you can focus your mind more, and it makes you more motivated to reach your goal by that point. Then for mood boards. So mood boards is basically you have something, an image of something or someone that highly motivates you, that embodies your goal, and you put an image of that person on anywhere you can see. So my Pinterest board, for example, is filled with images of Kate Adie, because I love the woman and I love her career, and I've read her books, I listen to her podcast, all those things. And I want to envision that level of success, and I want that level of success in my life as well. So basically, that's your goal. You see that goal, it motivates you. Another way to stay motivated, lastly, is convictions. So take away the apostrophe and the T from can't and start saying can instead. Anytime you think you can't do something, say, I can do something, and it will vastly improve your mindset and make you more positive in the way you face things. Many times when I was younger, my mom would tell me to look into the mirror and say, you got this, you can do this. And that made me so motivated to do everything. So that's for motivation. And I hope you can take this away with you and be a lot more positive in life and realize that you can stay motivated and you've got this, okay? So now let's go on to the A, which is applications. Yay, the daunting, horrible thing that we all hate. So applications can be difficult and it can be tiring. And especially when you face a lot of job rejections, it can be so daunting to send them out all the time. But you've got to do it. You've got to send out your application. You've got to put it out there, because you never know what dream job might pass you by if you don't do that. This could be the one that could make it or break it, you know what I mean? And then you've missed it out because you couldn't send out that application. So you need to do them. So that's my first tip, send out the application. So also in applications, it's going to be filled with a lot of CV tips, some CV do's, some CV don'ts. And basically, I'm going to also tell you where to find the job opportunities you're looking for, where to find the training, and where to find the scholarships if you need a scholarship. So for further study or something else. So firstly, let's go on to the slide of some CV do's, don'ts, tips, etc. So firstly, for CV do's, always proofread your CV. Oh my God, it's like, it's hard to remember, but it is integral to everything you do. Always proofread it, because imagine if you're applying for a job in writing or an editor role position, for an assistant editor position for a script for a drama or something, and then they see your CV and it's filled with grammar mistakes. Nobody's going to hire you if you're saying you're a writer and you can't write. That's just and then also with you should use powerful verbs as well. Like, for example, instead of I worked, you could say I performed in this thing, or I labored, or I operated, more than something I did. The more flamboyant the vocabulary, the more interesting. And also tailor your CV to the job you're applying for. Don't just for example, when I'm applying for jobs as a broadcast assistant for a podcast show or something, I put all the experience I have in broadcasting at the top first, and I obviously put my profile and I make sure it's orientated towards broadcasting, as well as write my cover letter towards that, and then I send off that CV. And I have CVs for like all the different things that I'm applying for, like one in broadcast, one in screenwriting, etc. And you can have that kind of thing. And also, another tip that I will definitely tell you: do not be shy to request for some feedback. Okay, it's rare that they do reply to you, because well, they don't get back to you often sometimes with these job situations. But when they do get back to you, or you've gotten to the first or second round and you've lost out on the second stage of job applications, which does happen, don't be afraid to email them back and be like, why did I not pass? Or could you give me some advice so that I can improve myself in the future? And that will significantly change your application process. And now for some CV don'ts, which is be prepared to be creative with your application. Don't be boring, okay? For an example, a member of our Creative Cardiff Advisory Board named Fionn Clark, she did a TikTok CV where she put her CV on TikTok. She basically did a 1-minute video of why you should hire me. And it was so good, so cute. And she was able to get the job that she wanted because it was shared and somebody saw it at the Crowd Network and she got hired. And then she got even featured in an article on Vice, where basically they talked about people who are doing the amazing Gen Z thing of getting TikTok CVs and getting jobs. And that is seriously impressive. So be creative. And also, don't use the same descriptive words over and over again, okay? Don't use things like, for example, expressions like, I'm a team worker, because people who've done your CV or do CVs a lot, they've probably seen it hundreds of times. Don't be afraid to like rephrase things or use creative words. So that's it for CV do's and CV don'ts. There are some CV tips as well in there, but I'm sure you saw the slides. So let's get on to platforms you can find creative jobs, because that's where people want to know where they want to work. So with creative jobs, there are so many platforms. Oh my God. But there are times when many people don't know where to look for these things, and it's understandable. So platforms you can find jobs are like Creative Access, which is amazing. The moment you register, sign up to it, you can find so many creative jobs in any sector you're looking for at any entry level, okay? And from entry level careers to senior job levels, it will be extremely helpful to you. You can look at sites like the Talent Manager, Royal Television Society, ProCam, if you're looking to be a runner and you want to improve your camera working experience. So many. With Screen Skills, they offer training and job opportunities as well. And with BBC, ITV, Sky, and Channel 4, throughout the year, they're always offering jobs. Although it's closed right now for the apprenticeships and traineeships applications, you can always apply in the next round in 2021. And so now going on to training, you can find so much training opportunities. For example, the Mama Youth Project is a great one. They offer opportunities for you to work in the industry with a program and get that experience you need. There's the Creative Careers Program. Of course, ITV, BBC, Sky offer training, ProCam as well, as I mentioned before, and Roundhouse offers training. It's My Shout is a good one as well. Cult Kaimru as well offers training. The BAFTA Guru. There's just so many. You can see them on here. There's tons. So let's move on. So that is for applications. And I hope you can take some of these tips with you. I hope this can help you in your application process. I hope it really improves everything for you guys. And so let's go on to self-love. So self-love is the first S in maths, okay? And it may be surprising, but you need to look after yourself. Because if you don't look after yourself, you won't be able to motivate yourself to be able to do the things you need to do. You won't be able to send in the applications. You won't be able to get up in the morning to be doing these things. You need to look after yourself. And basics into looking after yourself is laughter, laugh a bit, watch a comedy show, have some fun, okay? Do your hobbies, if you have something that makes you happy, do it. I write a lot. I'm one of the people that Carrie mentioned at the beginning that self-published a book because I'm that person. If you like writing, publish something, do something fun. Take time for yourself as well. Healthy body, healthy mind, exercise. And also if you need to meditate, if that's what's good for you, do some things like the Calm app or Headspace, and it really puts you into perspective, okay? So that's for self-love, and I hope you guys can be able to love yourself more, rejuvenate, be that inner happy person. And let's go on to the last S, which is self-improvement. So with self-improvement, yeah, you see that guy with the thing? Yeah, he's doing that improvement. He's improving himself. I need to stop. Way to improve yourself, it's integral to all this whole thing, because while you're applying for jobs and all that stuff, like I said, with self-love, you shouldn't just focus on applying for jobs because it can get hard. You should also focus on yourself and improve on yourself. So if, for example, you want to make yourself more hireable, you feel like you're lacking a skill, do a CPD course. I'm doing a CPD course online in screenwriting as well to improve myself. I'm doing one in copywriting as well to improve myself because it helps. If you want to improve yourself, start doing your own show, or your own podcast, if that's what you want to do. Do something that can sell your portfolio. For example, if you're a video editor, go make a YouTube channel and show your skills as a video editor, and then it will reach more people. If you're a writer, do more writing, make a blog, do something that will reach more people. Refine yourself, put out your portfolio. If you're the social media person, make a LinkedIn profile, show everything you're up to, make sure that you're advertising yourself, and make yourself reachable, make people be able to see your work, because that some way could get you a job faster than anything else. And ever since I applied maths to my life, and I've been doing all these things to motivate myself, to improve my applications, to improve my self-love and my self-improvement as well, I found the way I've applied for jobs just completely changing, and it's improved everything. So to end it all here, I'm just going to end this whole thing on talking about the positives to entry, which is basically, again, as we mentioned, the creative industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the UK economy. It is growing at 5 times the rate of the UK economy as a whole, and it counts for 12% of UK exports. And of course, like I said, while before that, while it is a highly self-employed industry, yes, it is creating more than it employs over more than 2 million people in the UK, and they're going to be creating an additional 1 million jobs soon. So yeah, that is everything. And I hope you guys can take this away with you, that you're a bit more optimistic when applying for jobs. I know it has been frustrating, but you can do this. We've all got this. Let's go out there with confidence. Thank you so much for listening to my talk. Bye-bye.